You know, this time of year when you're playing meaningful basketball, didn't you just lie? This time of year when you're playing meaningful basketball is a good thing. I told them before the game, there are teams out there that are just counting down the days, right? You get to this time of year and they start looking and going like, all right, we got X amount of games left, X amount of practices left. Like, you know, we're playing meaningful games in late February is you know, is a good thing. And I told them the other night, I think I said it to you guys, like, these wins get harder and harder and harder this time of year, right? It gets really hard this time of year to win, and but it gets sweeter when you do. And you know, credit to our guys. Defensive response those last 15 minutes was outstanding. I mean, to hold a team like that, that's as high potent offense as they are, to 15 points or whatever it was, 14 points in the last 14, 15 minutes. It's high level stuff. So you know, really proud of the effort, and you know, we got to keep going.
Havoc night and all that. Tyrell talked about the atmosphere. Was the energy in here part of what lifted y'all in the second half after you went on? I think it was a 25-4 run after they led by 9. The crowd aside, what was working for you guys during that stretch that you were able to flip this game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought our presence on the ball was better. Like, our presence on the ball in the first half was not good enough. And it's why they were able to kind of get some rhythm shots, and we were on our heels. Like, sometimes you play a good offensive team and now you're like afraid to make a mistake. So you're playing on your heels, and then all of a sudden, like, guys are getting open just because you're like a step slow, beat off of like where you want to be. I thought our pressure, we went to switching some of their ball screen stuff in the second half, but even early we were still like, waiting on them instead of like being the aggressor and being disruptive, which is what I thought we were those last 14 minutes.
Coach, you mentioned that you like to be front runners, like to play with a lead, and you don't like to see them get behind, but it just seems like their level goes up another notch when they play from behind for some reason. What do you attribute that to essentially?
Well, I want to be front runners when the clock hits 0. So that's whatever it looks like. Like, I don't care what it looks like. Like, there's no pictures next to our name. Like, it says 12 wins. That's what it says. So there's no pictures to that. So I'm, no descriptions. No, well, you only get 3/4 of a win in this one because no, like, but they've been resilient from the get-go, right? Like, we've seen that again back to Utah State, like that second game of the year. Like, we're down and down double figures, and you could pack it in and go away, and they didn't. They just fought back and made it a game and had a chance to win. And that's what they've shown all the way through, and especially two teams that play through runs like we do. Like, I knew there would be stretches in the game where, hey, we could build a lead, they're going to come back. Like, they've been doing that, we've been doing that, so you kind of know that. But it was us buckling down on the defensive end. Like, again, another one of those games. Like, if we guard, we're going to win the game. If we guard, we're going to win the game. And we did. Those last 15 minutes, we guarded well enough to go win the game and stretch the game open.
Tyrell, a team high 15 points. How much has his personal resurgence this season over the last month and a half been key in y'all's 10-game win streak?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Like, we need everybody, right? Like, we need everybody's. I asked him before the game, I said, use your tools, right? Like, whatever those tools are. I need most of those tools don't involve dribbling, passing, and shooting. It's their energy and their focus and their intensity and all those things, their competitiveness. And when Tyrell's energy, and I knew he'd play well because his last 2 days and his shoot around today and even before the game, I could feel, like, when I feel his energy's right, I know he's gonna do some special things. And that's what it was for him, right? It doesn't mean like the ball has to go in every time. It doesn't mean don't turn the ball over. It doesn't mean get every rebound. It just means like your energy's right, and the rest of that stuff will follow. And it does for him more than anybody, maybe anybody I've been around. That when his energy's right, like, good things end up kind of magnetizing to him.
Thank you.
Coach, 7 guys had 9 or more points today out of the guys who played 15 more minutes. What does it say about the team? They also shot over 50% from the field. What does it say about the offense when everybody can score, and what did you like to see from the team?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, you know, we're not built in a way of like, okay, we're just gonna try and get this guy shots. Now, if we had Bones, maybe I'd let him just try to get a shot. I told him in our system, he'd probably average like 38 a game. You know, he was averaging 20 and they were scoring, you know, 55 a game. You know, we're not built in a way that it's like just this guy or that guy or whatever. Like, it's built in a way of like, what is the defense giving us? And then trusting that when you make that next pass, like that guy's a weapon. So again, we got weapons up and down the floor. I'm not a good enough coach to not have weapons on the court. Like, we gotta have weapons, right? And whatever that looks like if it's driving kicks, if it's cuts, if it's, you know, playing through the post, playing off ball screen, whatever, we can do all those things. And we found different things during the game, like, hey, this is working, we'll stick with that. Okay, now they start guarding it a certain way. Okay, now we go to the next thing. And then just constantly having an answer to whatever the defense is doing. But it starts with you gotta have players. I don't know any good coach out there that doesn't have good players. We got really good players.
Well, Coach, did you talk to Bones about coming back and put up some shots for you guys? You
Well,
off the,
I mean,
off the sideline.
I mean, honestly, the way it is now, why not? I mean, the way it is now, he's got 2 years of eligibility, right? You know, but it was cool having him here. It was, who cares? But does that matter anymore? Does that matter? No, it was cool having him here. Like, I knew Bones when I was an assistant at Delaware. He was a young kid in Delaware, and you know, obviously it's been well documented. My dad and him, the relationship that they had, and you know, if things hadn't gone a certain way there, you know, he probably would have been wearing that uniform, and it worked out for everybody. And I remember the day his family had the fire, and my dad went to the hospital to go see him. You know, his family had the fire, and it was like Christmas time. It was like 2 days before Christmas, and my dad drove down there to see him in the hospital. And so that bond goes really deep, and it's great to have him here. And along with all the guys, along with the Havoc team and all those guys, the 2011 team, like, you know, I want all those people back as much as possible. I want them all back. I want them in the building. I want them around our guys. I want them sharing their experiences. It means a lot to us to have them here.
To that point, did it feel a little different tonight in here? I don't know. I thought it was maybe the best atmosphere of the season between the win streak and Havoc night and everything. Did you feel like the energy levels were raised a little bit?
I think so. I mean, I feel like it's always pretty high in here. Like, that has not worn down on me yet. Like, now we need 2 more of them. Like, we only got 2 more in here, so we need that. You know, if tonight was the best, I'll put it on you. You're saying it's the best. Great. It was the best. Let's make it better the next time we're in this building, and then one more time after that. You know, it's hard to believe 2 left. Like, I feel like I was sitting here, excited for my first one, and now, you know, here we are, you know, towards the end. But you know, it's a special place, and I hope that, again, easy for me in my first year to appreciate it the way that I do. I hope the people that have been around here a long time don't take that for granted, because it's not normal. It's not normal what this fan base does and the way that they respond to this team and all the teams, the VCU teams over the years. It is not normal. It's not. I've sat in a lot of empty gyms, at big time places, a lot of empty, sterile, dull gyms. You know, teams that are good. And we got a fan base like that on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock is in here packed to the gills. And I know that the next one's a sellout, but I put it on the radio and I'll put it in here. Like, find a way in. I don't have to pay the fine. So find a way in. That's all I'm saying. There's always a side door. There's always somebody that's looking for a little extra. So
That's between you and the fire marshal, Phil.
it has nothing to do with this.
Anything else for Coach?
They said they were aware that St. Louis lost.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
How much have you guys evolved since the first time that you played them, heading into what's obviously a huge matchup atop the A-10 on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out, right? Like, we're I think we're a better defensive team, certainly. You know, we've kind of got our legs to us and kind of a rhythm to us that I think we were still searching for there in the game here. But, you know, this game's about going to get number 13. It's not revenge. It's not, hey, you know, it's between the lines. They're going to have a great crowd. I'm sure it'll be loud. I hope it is. you know, and we'll play, it's 94 by 50. That'll be my message tomorrow. Like, we're playing that game 94 by 50. They're 5 versus our 5 that are on the court, you know, one possession at a time. You know, they're obviously a great team. I think they're a second weekend NCAA tournament team. You know, and again, we get to go there and play a meaningful game on February, what will Friday's date be?
20th.
20th. We get to play a meaningful, high-level game on February 20th. Like, you can't ask for any better than that.
Thank you.
All good?
Thank you, Phil.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.